Well, 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 would you look at that? It's 8:30 in the morning, Sunday, the 8th of December, and I've just woken up not long ago. I've had a shower, I've gotten dressed, and I'm about to go to the gym because today is a day like no other. Today is Sunday, but it's also UFC 310, and it is the most stacked UFC card of the entire year. So I'm going to take my opportunity to kill two birds with one stone, you could say, and I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to put my runners on, I'm going to put my headphones in, I'm going to get the UFC going, and I'm going to run till my heart's content. Which means, in my mind, 21 kilometers. I want a half marathon under the belt. I want a half marathon under the belt, in the books, before 11:30. And then I'm going to come home and watch the rest of the card on a big TV. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be an enjoyable day. It's a day of leisure. It's Sunday. And I'm not motherfucking hung over, which is quite the feeling. It's quite the boost in energy, actually, once you realise that. I still wake up with headaches. I mean, I do have a sense of, a small sense of a headache, which is just due to sheer dehydration. I've gone and drunk a litre of water. I'll probably drink another one before I go, and I'll take a drink bottle with me. So I'll hopefully, sort out that headache in due course. But look, at the end of the day, I'm just here to share positivity. I'm here to share a message of hope, and basically here to say, look, if I can get sober after this time, a good 9 months of relapse, 9 months of drinking basically every single day, if not 5 days a week, then anyone can. You know what I mean? It's going to take time. It's going to take preparation. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance, and I prepared for 9 months for this. So I'm not surprised that I'm being successful staying sober. I fucking prepared for 9 months, and put my body and my mind through absolute hell. So to stand here sober for 49 days, 7 weeks, I'm proud, and I'm just looking forward to going for a run and watching the UFC. I mean, it's the small things. It has to be, because you're not constantly either regretting your last drink or looking forward to your next one, because I can safely say that if I drank last night, there's no way in hell I'd, number one, have a smile on my face right now, number two, be going for a run right now, and number three, well, I haven't got that far yet. Either way, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to see what we can do, lay down something on the treadmill, and enjoy the early prelims. Looking forward to it. So I'll see you guys later on. Oh, okay, well, done and dusted. Probably about 4 or 5 UFC fights and a half marathon in the bank. A half marathon, 21.1 kilometers, and I completed it in 1:55. So that is a sub 2 hour half marathon. And with that, I could not be happier. I could not be happier. That is a real effort. I haven't run any further than something like 10 kilometers in a row for 6 months. And the last time I did was a 65 kilometer trail ultra marathon just down the road. And at that point, I was still drinking. I certainly wasn't at my peak fitness, but after a certain point, it's mindset that gets you through. And I did not have to rely on mindset once today. I mean, I might have, but the fact that I was watching UFC at the same time, which, I quite enjoyed sort of turning up the pace whilst they were fighting, and then whilst they were in their corner, I'd bring the pace back down a little bit, get my heart rate under control, just like they are, and then when they go back into fight, I'd up the pace, and in the end, finished a half marathon in 1:55. So super stoked with that. It's almost lunchtime. The best thing about the entire thing is the best thing about the entire run is the fact that my heart rate remained in a reasonable range, which meant that I had some energy to push during the final 5 kilometers, which I did. And yeah, overall just an absolutely epic way to start my Sunday. We've got probably one of my favourite fights of the entire card coming up next. The main event of the prelims, which is Dominic Reyes versus Anthony Smith. And I'm going to sit here and stretch and watch that, and then head home and watch the main card at home. So yeah, you're not going to be able to keep a smile off my face today. What a way to start the day. I'd recommend it to anyone. I had thoughts of running a half marathon, but didn't know if it was going to come through. I didn't know whether my mindset would be there, but just goes to show, man, you get up, you get at it, and you never know where you might end up. Now, trying to do something like that after a day of work would be a different story, but on a day off with the UFC to watch, Sunday morning, 7 weeks sober from alcohol. Yeah. Absolutely loved it. What's up, guys? How are we?
I am humble in victory in defeat. I always have been, and I do not feel like I lost today. My hand might not have got.
Well, I knew he was going to say something along those lines. UFC 310 in the back. Finished. Geez, have I? Oh no, I did make a quick clip post run. That took me through to about 11:30 or 12 o'clock. Came home. Hadn't actually eaten anything yet, but I went down to the local casino and met my workmate, and we watched the top 3 fights of the main card together. He was drinking. I didn't. Was I tempted? Look, if I said no, I wasn't tempted whatsoever on a 38 degree Celsius day, under the shade cloth, sitting outside in the beer garden with a massive, 250 inch screen in front of us. I mean, if there ever was a time and a place to have a drink, it would have been that, but I didn't. And I feel good about it. I don't feel like I missed out on anything, but I probably wouldn't want to be doing things like that too often if my main priority is to stay sober from alcohol. Either way, we got through it, and it was entertaining. And I'm about to watch the press conference, which at times actually means a lot more to me than the fights. But yeah, look, for anyone wondering, Cyril Gane did not deserve to win. Shavkat and Ian Gary was one of the best fights I've seen this year. And the main event, Pantoja, well, he is slowly but surely becoming basically the next Demetrius Johnson. You know what I mean? In fact, let's do a super fight. Let's bring Demetrius back in a 1-fight contract. That'd be good. But no, the next fight for the belt will be Kai Kara France, not Kaya Sakura, versus Pantoja for the belt. And Pantoja did take some damage, but I think he was bleeding, come to think of it. I don't know what kind of suspension that's going to entail, but hopefully Kai Kara France versus Pantoja for the belt in Sydney in February. February the 9th, February the 10th, is it? I'm not quite sure. Either way, I do know there's a card in Sydney. To see Kai Kara France go for the belt would be pretty sick. Either way, I just thought I would check in. I don't have as much energy as what you might think. I haven't eaten anything today yet. So I'm going to watch the presser. I'm just going to calm down. And then I'm going to head to the supermarket and get some food for the week. I'm going to make some food later. I may show you, I may not. But, this has been a day in the life. Oops. Battery issues. This has been a Sunday in the life. 7 weeks sober from alcohol, and it's been a good day. I mean, I really couldn't ask for more. The only thing I would prefer to have right now is to have my racing simulator set up, which is something that I'm missing. Especially take out the alcohol. I'm having evenings on my own. There is one thing that I know I enjoy, but sadly it is back with pieces of equipment. are back in New Zealand, but I'm hoping that I'm planning on actually setting up some sort of racing sim rig over in Townsville when I get there for Christmas. I'm going to buy it. I've probably got a budget of about $2,000, and I feel like I'm going to be able to set something up pretty awesome. So I'm going to take my PlayStation with me and get onto some sim racing, which is something that I never thought I would do. It's, as a kid, it's something that you never really think you'd have enough money to buy, but it just so happens that there are options, and decent options, and you can get a really awesome setup minus the TV for just under $2,000. So I've got $2,000 set aside. That is my Christmas present and my birthday present to myself in one, and that's something I'm really looking forward to. Currently ordering Christmas presents for the kids, and they should be arriving relatively soon, and then I can wrap them and take them over there in my suitcase. And we wake up tomorrow morning. It's another week of work, another day, another dollar, and another day closer to seeing my kids again, which is basically what I'm looking forward to, and another day sober from alcohol, which cannot be a bad thing. Today was really important to me for multiple reasons, the first of which was to reach the 7-week mark sober from alcohol, the second of which was to test myself with a run longer than I have done for months, and I passed that test. And the third reason is because I went down to a social occasion at a place that served alcohol in an environment that screams to have a drink, and I could still say no. So it's been a very interesting, enjoyable day, and I can't wait to eat some good food, and I'm really going to enjoy watching that press conference. So it's the small things at the moment for me. I need to work on my acceptance of social occasions, because I feel like that's what we live. We're humans. We thrive off of connection, and the opposite of addiction is connection. You just got to make those connections the right ones. And today I think I made the right choice. It was fun. I managed to escape without having a drink, and I'm absolutely starving. So I'll see you guys later on. Alright guys, successful trip to the shop. I now have food in the house and the fridge. We're preparing tonight's meal, which is going to be roasted chicken thighs with a seasoning that I bought. I don't have any specific seasoning apart from your classic salt and pepper, so I thought I'd splash out. I got that one, which is some sort of garlic. I didn't actually look at the ingredients, so I'll do that now. But the other one I got is a Mexican taco fiesta seasoning. So the Mexican one: paprika, garlic, cumin, onion, black pepper, pink Himalayan salt, chili, and parsley, which sounds delicious. I might use that one. A Mediterranean dream, Greek garlic, including garlic, onion, sumac, pink Himalayan salt, marjoram, mint, rosemary, and black pepper. That sounds, well, you know what? I'll go half and half. How's that? So I've got a tray of chicken thighs. I'm not going to say I'm going to eat them all, although stranger things have happened. I was going to have some chicken breast as well, but I've decided. So I got some beef mince, and that's apparently too long for the freezer, so that's going in there. So we do have the oven on, preheating. I've got 2 pots of water. That one's for potatoes. We're going to make mashed potatoes. I've bought butter, I've bought milk, salt, pepper, and in here we're going to put some eggs, boiled eggs. I'm going to have probably 2 to 3 with my meal, and the rest of them I will eat throughout either the rest of the evening and tomorrow and or the next day. So we've got 12 eggs. I'm probably going to make 10 of them. I'll leave 2 just in case I want to create some sort of concoction that need eggs. because I've shot myself in the foot many times before, boiling up the entire 12, only to realise I need one that is uncooked, raw.
It's raw! It's fucking raw!
Boris, what were you thinking, buddy? You don't mock Gordon Ramsay.
It's raw!
Boris!
Yes, sir.
Come here.
Yes, sir.
So I'm telling her about a raw pizza, and you'll mimic me at the back.
Sorry, chef.
Yeah, so I'm telling her the pizza's raw. Come here, you fuckface.
Oh, no.
Now look at me. You fucking take the piss out of me one more time in the middle of fucking service, yeah? Kiss your fucking ass goodbye.
Raw, you could say. Either way, the meal will consist of chicken thighs, seasoned and roasted, creamy mashed potato, some broccoli and Brussels sprouts, and boiled eggs. And I will show you the final product when and if I get it all done. Cheers.
Now look at me. Take the piss out of me now, fuckface.
Damn, I tell you what, as a non-vegan, there really is nothing better than a chicken thigh with a little bit of oil, a little bit of your favourite seasoning in the oven, pretty hot, and we'll see what that comes out like. Alright guys, I would say the hardest thing about all this is actually waiting for it to cook. I'm extremely hungry because effectively I've been fasting at this point, and I don't normally push it out this long, but it's just the way it's occurred. Been fasting for 20 plus hours, maybe 21 hours at this point. Finished eating at about 9 o'clock last night. Got up, had a coffee, went for my run, went and watched some UFC, went to the shop now, came home at 6 o'clock. That's 21 hours, 6:40, and yeah, I'm starving. I'm absolutely starving. So this is gonna, whatever this turns out like, and I know it's gonna turn out great. It's raw. It's raw.
It's raw, Melissa.
Yes, chef.
Ingredients, unprocessed ingredients. You know what I mean? Meat, potato, vegetables, and eggs. You can't go wrong. You simply cannot go wrong. All these sauces and processed foods. I mean, I eat processed foods. I eat something sweet at least. That'd probably be, 500 calories or more worth of just absolute shit. Fat, salt and sugar. Every single day. I do it every single night. And I know that when I do decide to put the hammer down and try and shred and try and get back into shape, all of that shit has got to be removed, or at least done in a way that I can still acquire some fat loss. So I'm gearing up for that. I am gearing up for my next attempt at shredding down. I know that we've got Christmas coming up. There's going to be some good food. I'm going to be around my kids for 2 weeks. I don't know if it's going to be worthwhile, and I don't know if it's even going to be possible for me to stick to any diet around that time. So what I'm thinking is, as soon as I get back to Alice Springs on the 8th, hey, but I mean, if this is somewhat of a New Year's resolution, I might start on the 1st. But at the very latest, I will be beginning a diet to shred down, get lean, drop about 10 kilos, and also help with my fitness around running, which is something that's, I wouldn't mind. I ran a half marathon today, but I can only imagine how much better it would feel if I was 10 to 12 kgs lighter. So I'm sitting at about 101 kg at the moment. I want to get under 90. That is my goal. Every single time I have gotten under 90, I've felt great. And all it's taken is a little bit of self-sabotage for, 2 to 3 weeks after getting into really good shape, and it's lost. And that drive and desire to be lean and to be waking up every morning and actually, really enjoying what you're seeing in the mirror, staring back at you, because the work you've put in, and the dieting that you've had to do to get to this point, and it's all worthwhile, and it puts you in just a fantastic mood. I mean, the last time I was really lean, I was keen to get up in the morning. I wanted to get up early. I wanted to get my steps in. I wanted to just continue compounding this positive change that my body was seeing. But in previous times, I've had emotional issues that have, caused a bit of self-sabotage, and in the most recent time, February onwards of 2024, it was because I brought in alcohol, and that can really, start to make you feel depressed through your hangovers. And what that means is that you, once again, lose the desire, you lose the motivation, you fall off. You fall off. It happens, and all it takes is a few days. But what I will say, and what I know from experience, and what has happened this time, once again, is that all it takes is, all it takes to get that back, at least in some part, is one day, is day one, right? So yes, it takes a few days or even one day to fall off, but it only takes one day to get back on too. You've just got to fucking get through that day without letting any of these self-sabotage type influences cause you to break on that first day. And whether that might be drinking, or whether that might be smoking, or whether that might be going to the takeaway store and getting another meal even after you've told yourself you're only going to eat that healthy food that you've got in the fridge and the cupboard at home. That day one is just it's everything, and you can only get to day two through getting through day one, of course. And when you just reduce it down to just one day, 24 hours, and you just to stop whatever behavior is spiraling you out of control, spiraling you down in this negative thought pattern, this negative fucking mindset. All you got to do is stop it for one day. Get to sleep, get to bed without using or abusing a substance or whatever it is, food, anything. And then just do that all, over and over again. And basically, thanks for listening to me just absolutely go on and on and on about nothing, and probably never actually making it back to the original point that I was talking about, which at this point is long gone. I think what I was initially saying is that fasting is a part of my life. Today, I've pushed my fast out a hell of a lot longer than normal. I'm going to eat some good food. I'm going to show you the finished product. And as of the 8th of January, when I come back from Townsville, I will be beginning to count my calories strictly, so that I can get back in shape and get down to 90 or 89 or even 88 kilograms basically as soon as possible. I'm feeling strong, I'm feeling big. I feel like these last 6 weeks of training, 6.5 weeks of training pretty much every day, man, have really seen my body bounce back. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the future again, and all it's taken is 7 weeks, but 7 weeks of work. It hasn't been without its trials and tribulations. 7 weeks of work, 7 weeks of having fleeting thoughts, fleeting, flashbacks and moments where I previously would have reached for the bottle to get me through, or to get me to even have certain conversations with certain people. I just simply wouldn't do without having a couple of drinks first. And I mean, that's day-to-day life. You've got to be able to get through that shit without drinking, or else you'll find yourself drinking every single day, because there's always an excuse, right? So those excuses, those moments have come and gone. I've got through them. I'm not saying they would have. I'm not saying they wouldn't have been more enjoyable with a drink. But you can't get away with that for too long. And that's about enough from me, man. I'll show you my meal when I sit down and eat it. I cannot fucking wait. I'm going to put on some true crime, if not some sport. Enjoy this moment, because that's what it's all about. It's about being in the moment. And I don't often find myself feeling that way. So to feel it now is quite enjoyable, and I'll leave it at that. Oh my lordy lord, would you have a look at this? Look at this absolute beast of a meal. Wow, that is, I mean, I've got pretty big hands, but that's a meal and a half. It will all be consumed, I'll tell you that much. That's a Coke Zero. Is it triggering? No, not tonight, because I have some absolutely spectacular nutrition in front of me. Look at this. 3 hard-boiled eggs, 3 potatoes. I didn't mash them, with some butter, salt and pepper. We've got broccoli and Brussels sprouts, once again salt and pepper. We've got 3 chicken thighs. And 1 happy boy. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to try and get this video up within the next couple of days. I've got one prior, which I haven't edited yet. It was just me sitting down, having a chat. Yeah, that's it, man. You know what you're going to get from me, and that is just whatever comes to mind. You know, I don't script these videos. I make them when I somehow get the motivation from somewhere, or whether I've got like a certain message to share, although that is something I'd like to do in the future. I would like to sort of make topic videos and write a somewhat of a script and try to give some useful information rather than just a day in the life vlog type video. Although I do feel like, you know, every time I do pick up the camera during one of these videos, I try and just make at least one point, you know what I mean, or try and get you guys thinking about at least something, or there wouldn't be any reason for me to pick up the camera. So I don't know when the next time I do will be. 60 days is my next sort of milestone. 60 days is a big milestone. It's massive, although I'm not really counting the days at the moment, so it may come and go and I might not even realize. But I think 60 days, being that today is day 49, we've got 56 next Sunday, 7, 8, 9, 10. That'd be Thursday. Either way, it doesn't matter. All I know is I'm going to eat this. I'm going to demolish it. Oh, I'm so keen. So keen. And the best thing is we've got leftovers to make tomorrow's dinner or tomorrow's lunch. I've got plenty left over. And it's just a blessing to have great food. So, I don't know when I'll be back. It's sometime in the future. That'll be 8 weeks, 8.5 weeks will be 60 days, and I'll be just happy to be there. Alright guys, I just rattled on. I just absolutely rattled on about all sorts of stuff, and I feel like tonight at least, YouTube is not the time or the place for me to be just spilling my guts. Because there's a lot up here. And I don't necessarily share everything, but I share what comes to mind. I never script these videos, which is something that I probably should do, but it's something I don't want to do. And I know I should, and I wake up and think, fuck, I should make a video today. Let me sit down and write a list and write some bullet points. Well, that just doesn't happen, because it just requires too much thinking, and then I'm thinking about what I'm going to say, and I enjoy the videos where it's off the top of the dome, as they say. And this is yet another one. So I hope you guys have gotten some motivation, some positivity, anything that will urge you to strive to be making positive choice in your life day to day with regards to various things. And that is my long-winded way of saying it's been fun. Good night.